Hey guys, welcome to another lecture in the series on lectures on Namesake. Um, I was thinking of, because of the task that I gave in the last lecture, I was thinking of picking up on certain words um, to discuss that how Lahiri is very careful with the words that she chooses when she chooses them to be able to deliver a certain impact. But that was the task already, and I hope everyone has done that. In the notes for this lecture, I will though add certain words that I want you to especially focus on. Um, Perhaps when we're done reading the novel or somewhere in the middle of it, I'll add a lecture to discuss words like, say, sticky August evening, because particular use of the word sticky. Um, or similarly, instead of recipe, using the word concoction. Um, or the phrase humble approximation of the snack. So I will try to put notes, additional notes in the lecture notes for this one. Otherwise, what I'll do is I will add stuff later on somewhere, like I'll slide in a lecture or something um, on this on Lahiri's ability to choose words carefully. Now, coming to the next paragraph, and I know this is seeming really slow right now, but that's why I said I hope everybody has read the novel already on their own, so that this lecture remains to be something that's serving as a second aid to help with understanding the story better, the novel better, the writing better. The sensation passes only to be followed by a more enduring spasm of discomfort. In the bathroom, she discovers, on her underpants, a solid streak of brownish blood. She calls out to her husband, Ashok, a doctoral candidate in electrical engineering at MIT, who's studying in the bedroom. He leans over a card table, the edge of their bed, two twin mattresses pushed together under a red and purple batik spread, serves as his chair. She calls out to Ashok. She doesn't say his name. Now, this part, I hope that when everyone was reading it, they did take a moment to reflect on this part specifically. Um, but this cultural insight, to be able to pick up on it and to be able to write it like this. When she calls out to Ashok, she doesn't say his name. Ashima never thinks of her husband's name when she thinks of her husband, even though she knows perfectly well what it is. She has adopted his surname, but refuses, for propriety's sake, to utter his first. It's not the type of thing Bengali wives do, like a kiss or caress in a Hindi movie. A husband's name is something intimate and therefore unspoken, cleverly patched over. And so, instead of saying Ashok's name, she utters the interrogative that has come to replace it, which translates roughly as, Are you listening to me? Now, this is one paragraph, and I was just right now when I stopped reading this, I was like, okay, maybe we should read another paragraph in this lecture. But if you look at this paragraph specifically, firstly, the way and the detail in which she has described the process of, or the realization of the fact that now she's in labor. And secondly, now this is obviously a very important moment on its own, right? The character that we've been introduced to and we've been asked to resign to become one with her, she is about to bring another life. So it's like now you have to become two. But all of a sudden, you're also married to another character named Ashok. And this Ashok is a doctoral candidate in electrical engineering at MIT who's studying in the bedroom. Then not only is he studying, but his entire setting has been described in detail. He leans over a card table, the edge of their bed, two twin mattresses pushed together under a red and purple batik spread serve as his chair. And then, this is the cultural insight, right? Ashima knows her husband's name perfectly well. But there's a certain amount of comfort that she finds in not calling him by his name. So, what she says instead is, "Are you listening to me?" She's in labor right now. But even right now, because probably she's already in a very uncomfortable situation. So, in that very uncomfortable situation, she chooses comfort instead. And so she doesn't say, "Ashok, listen, I'm in labor," or anything. She doesn't even calls him out like, "Ashok." She's just like, "Are you listening to me?" That. So, if you were able to resign to Ashima in the first paragraph and were able to understand the situation that she's in, that you're in this humid atmosphere, in a small apartment, all of a sudden feeling this gush of warmth in your abdomen, all of that stuff. And now there's also a streak of blood on your underwear, and you know that you're probably about to bring a life into this world. And now, right before and now when you realize that, you have to call for help, of course, to get to the hospital and whatever. So you call to the person, the only person who can help in this situation. And you're like, "Are you listening to me?" instead of saying the name. Just say how Lahiri has picked up on these insights so strongly and so well. It's insane in certain ways, and it's also beautiful in other ways. The way Lahiri has collected culture and then almost what should I say? I would have said she's thrown it on paper, but she's not thrown it on paper. She's collected culture and then poured it on paper in the most artistic way possible. That there's a task related to what we just read. Please do that. It's just to be able to get deeper into what we've spoken about. In the next one, I think we'll continue reading, and we'll read maybe 2 paragraphs at once. And then in the next one, there's also a line that I think will need one whole lecture on its own. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel. Maybe press the bell icon to stay updated for whenever a new lecture drops in, because I hope that you guys are anxious for a new lecture to drop in. Maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, see you in another lecture.